I'm back. Last couple videos of the season. As a reminder, down here, Briggs won. Congrats again. That Venmo hurt leaving the bank account. But in this video, I'm going to do like a look back at the draft, see who thought they were looking good after the draft, who thought they were looking bad after the draft, and just kind of go through each round now that we know how everyone did. And then in another video, I'll do my postseason awards. Let's get into the first round. All right, so yeah, first round of the draft. I'm just going to go through every round, just kind of talk about who was a bust, who was a sleeper, who was a great pick. I got a bunch of work done the last couple of days, so I'm going to be bored, so I might as well do this. Looking back on it, Hayden fumbled the bag on the first pick again. Not his fault. Justin Jefferson had 1,000 yards. He's got hurt. Obviously, the pick of the round is Christian McCaffrey for Cal. Cal would have been nothing without him. Fantastic pick. Scott Cooper Kupp, bad beat. Tony Pollard wasn't very good. Rob got bad beat with Chubb. Tyreek Hill and Christian McCaffrey are probably the picks of the draft, though. Kelsey ended up being a bust, too. And Eckler. This was a weird first round, but these two, pick of the round. Eckler, there's a couple busts here. Bijan was a bust. Weird first round. Second round, we have an early contender for pick of the year in CeeDee Lamb going number 15 to Rob. That was so big for his team. It was absurd. So yeah, round two, actually, we have maybe the best pick in the draft and almost guaranteed the worst pick in the draft. Rob took CeeDee, beautiful. Scott, number 19 overall, took Najee Harris, who was like running back 83 or something. That's hyperbole, but he was fucking awful. Scott, that's the worst fantasy pick I've ever seen, and you coming in second to last was absolutely deserved after that pick. Yeah. Otherwise, McCozy taking Ramondre Stevenson ended up being bad. Hayden Waddle, that sucked. Same with me and Garrett Wilson. No one knew that Aaron Rodgers was going to get hurt, but Najee's just stupid. All right, so here, the third round, still kind of, you should know who to take. Debo ended up being good for me, but the bust of this round is easily Dameon Pierce. He was bad. Texans' rush offense was bad. Madison was also bad, but not as bad as Pierce. And then, I mean, another Briggs showing up here. Briggs taking Josh Allen ended up being fantastic. Brett taking Keenan Allen was great, even though he ended up trading him. This was one of our better rounds of drafting. Everyone drafted pretty well. Jahmyr Gibbs ended up being good. Well done by the fellas. We actually showed a little bit of ball knowledge here. T. Higgins, This is where I start having some real bad picks. Christian Watson never panned out. Jordan Love's offense looks great. He just is injured and didn't play. Mike Williams got fucked by an injury. D-Hop was actually pretty good, Rag. Not bad. Otherwise here, like Hawkinson for East, that was a fantastic pick, especially early in the season. It kept him alive. James Cook for Maish ended up helping him make almost a playoff run at the end. This was more of the streaky round here. Like Cook was streaky, DJ Moore was streaky, Breece Hall was streaky, James Conner was streaky. This is a weird round. Overall, we did a pretty good job again. And another early contender for biggest bust. Pause. Hayden taking Miles Sanders was horrible, and I think that was one of the draft picks that his girlfriend, Physics Girl, made for him. That's his only defense, because he ended up being horrible. Horrible. Just horrible. I don't even know if I need to talk about anything else in this round. That was just horrible. Brett got fucked by J.K. Dobbins down there, too. Just another injury. Another sleeper for best pick in this round is David Montgomery. He was a touchdown machine for Rob. But I think the best pick of this round is Mike Evans by me. Fifth round, you got the wide receiver 7th. Boom. Love it. I'm glad I made an appearance. Made at least one good draft pick. All right. First Rob one here that I really hate. Freiermuth was a bad pick. Evan Clay, Dalvin Cook ended up being just a horrendous pick. Swift was a pretty good pick by me for a little bit. He kind of fell off. Jonathan Taylor ended up being a fantastic pick here. by Briggs. But there's an obvious bust and an obvious boom here. Makosi taking Aaron Rodgers 83rd overall sucks for him. And Sutton taking Brandon Ayuk was fantastic. Brandon Ayuk was a beast this season. Those are the main things in this round that pop out to me. All right, so round 7 here, we're about to get into the rounds where it's going to be very obvious why Briggs won our league. He took David Njoku here, who was the second Joe Flacco stepped on that field. He was the best player in the world. He was fantastic. He is the obvious pick here. Zay Flowers for Brett is an absolute beast of a pick. He looks great. Kirko this early was bad. Brandon Cooks actually ended up being good for Mish. Good for you. Yeah, this was pretty mid-round. Couple good hits and a couple big flops. A.J. Dillon, Ish, he caused you so much pain this year. That sucks. And I mean, this is another round here. I think it's 8, where there's just a very obvious best pick. Sutton taking Raheem Mostert in the 8th or 9th round, whatever this is absurd. I mean, I think he was like RB2 or 3, and he got him this late. It's just crazy. Pouchon taking a kicker in round 8 is absolutely criminally absurd, and East drafting Sky Moore sucks. So those are my 2 busts. Justin Tucker at the 106th pick in a 14-man draft, and Sky Moore, who put up like wide receiver 120 numbers. Was going through every round of this draft a mistake? Maybe, but I'm way too far in to stop now. I'm in like round 9. This round, I like my pick Dalton Schultz. He ended up being good, like tight end 10, I think. Getting him this late was pretty good. Let's see what I've written down. Getting Dak this late for Cal was good, even though he traded him. I think Anthony Richardson would have been the pick of this round, but he got hurt. He looked really good before he went down. There's some questionable things here. Why on earth was Mace drafting Juju? But whatever. You go off, Mace. All right, I'm going to start cruising through these a little more. And like I said, this is where Briggs kind of takes off. Let's see. Yeah, Nico Collins in this round. I think I just have written down for all these late rounds. How did Briggs get him? How did Briggs get him? How did Briggs get him? Nico Collins is an absurd pick. And East taking Allen Lazard sucks. Here we go. Where's Briggs? Yep. All right. There it is. Boom. Briggs took Sam Laporta. It's very obvious to me why he won our league after looking back at this. Gus Edwards was a fantastic pick here for me, though. Pat on the back. Hayden, Dalton Kincaid. I think you dropped him almost immediately, so that sucks. But you had a good one. Hayden. You fucking idiot. So, yeah, in this round, not much going on. Makosi taking Chuba was good. Stafford was a good pick. And honestly, Curtis Samuel was a pretty good pick there. Deion Jackson, though, for Hayden was horrible. He didn't do anything. All right, and the only thing I want to point out in this round is it's very obvious how Pouchon made it that far. What a draft pick. Kieran Williams, he didn't even have to get him off waivers. He drafted Kieran Williams in the freaking 13th round. Good for you, Pouchon. What a pick. What a pick, brother. This one's easy. Ish took Jerome Ford. I took Zach Moss. Those both ended up being very good. But then Thomas, again, I don't think he ended the season with him. I think Cal did. But he got Rashee Rice all the way in the 14th round. Good for you, Briggs. I skipped round 15 because nothing happened, but then boom, you get to round 16, and Adam Sutton took Devon A-Chain. What a draft pick. Wow. So yeah, that was the kind of the draft. It makes sense to me. ESPN had our predictions so wrong. It had Rag to finish last. He made the playoffs. Sutton to finish 13th. He almost made the playoffs. He went 7-7. Me at 12, I made the playoffs. Rob at 11, he easily made the playoffs. And Briggs at 10. Not a good prediction, ESPN. They also had Makosi winning. He almost lost. They had Hayden as the 5. He came in last. ESPN doesn't really know what they're talking about. And, I mean, I guess hindsight is... It's easy for me to look back at the draft and say who won, but whatever. So, yeah, that was a little look back at the draft. I hope people are bored enough to watch that because I'm not going to lie, not my most entertaining work. But next video, I'm doing postseason awards. I hope you tune in for that.